Give the call to the honourable member for Kooyong.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Climate Change and Energy. The government is currently undertaking a gas market review with the premise that we need new gas production for our domestic needs. However, only 16% of Australian LNG was sold to the domestic market last year. The rest was exported. More than enough gas for our domestic needs is sold daily on the spot market and exported. Why is the government supporting more gas projects when we have more than enough already? And when will you intervene to protect our access to our own gas resources?
Call to the Minister for Climate Change and Energy.
Well, thank you very much, Mr Speaker. I thank the honourable member for the question. And the Minister for Resources and I are conducting a review into our gas policy settings, as is very necessary, because we believe that Australian industry, Australian heavy industry, and those Australian homes that use gas to heat their homes and the gas-fired power peaking stations that we have in the grid do require access to Australian gas at reasonable prices. And that's why we're undertaking that review in a careful, methodical way. We aren't doing as those opposite did and make a policy which was clearly said by the industry in hours wouldn't work. We're undertaking a very heavy consultation process. We've received many submissions already, which we're working through. The fundamental principle I don't accept as a premise to our review, other than the fundamental principle is that we do have a plentiful supply of gas in Australia, and we need to ensure that supply is available for Australian uses. And we will continue to make the point that gas is necessary to underpin our transition to renewables. It's a very flexible type of fuel. Gas-fired power stations can be turned on and off at very short notice, unlike coal and unlike nuclear. Heavy industry does rely on gas, and those 5 million Australian homes rely on gas. And for that purpose, we are undertaking the review. We have three policy mechanisms that are reaching the end of their scheduled life. It's appropriate that there be a full and comprehensive and methodical review, and that's exactly what the Minister for Resources and I are doing.
Give the call to the honourable member for Richmond.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Housing, Homelessness and Cities. How is the Albanese Labor government delivering new social and affordable homes for Australians in need? Is the minister aware of any obstacles?
Give the call to the Minister for Housing, the Minister for Homelessness and the Minister for Cities.
Thank you so much, Speaker, and I want to thank the member for her question. She represents an absolutely beautiful part of our great country, and it is a part of our nation which has some really specific housing challenges. And it's in part because of her really powerful advocacy that we have in Canberra today, an Australian government which has the boldest and most ambitious housing agenda that a Commonwealth government has had since the post-war period. Now, Speaker, this is bringing really meaningful change to the member for Richmond's constituents. Speaker, about 500 of the people that she represents have got the keys to their first home because of the Albanese government's backing. Speaker, there are 14,000 recipients of Commonwealth rent assistance in her community who are getting a 50%, almost a 50% increase on that payment because of our government. Now, Speaker, we absolutely recognise that housing is a life-defining challenge for many people around our country. We hear it from an entire younger generation who tell us in absolutely clear terms of the anger that they feel that they experience completely different housing opportunities than their parents and grandparents. And we hear it from parents too. They talk to us about the deep worry that they have that the younger people in their life are not going to have, they feel, the same financial future and security that they had. And of course, Speaker, we see it in all of our communities with that rising homeless population that is so distressing. Now, Speaker, our government has a $43 billion agenda which is targeting at addressing some of these issues. And under this Prime Minister and this government, we're building more homes, we're getting renters a better deal, and we are getting more Australians into home ownership. Now, a really important part of the work that we're doing, Speaker, is our efforts to build 55,000 desperately needed social and affordable homes right around our country. And our government, we are all about delivery, delivery, delivery. So, Speaker, I want to let the parliament know that of those 50,000 new social and affordable homes, we've ticked over 5,000 of those homes already complete, many with tenants already in them, and we've got 25,000 of these homes in planning or construction today. Now, Speaker, I really want the parliament to understand the scale of what we are undertaking here. Remember, our government delivering 55,000 social and affordable homes in 5 years, the coalition in 9 long years delivering 373 homes for the country, Speaker. What an absolute disgrace. Now, we are getting it done, Speaker. In the member for Haslutt's electorate, 537 new social and affordable homes. In the member for Fraser's electorate, 795 new homes. In Jagga, 711 new homes. In Adelaide, 680 new homes. And do you know how many new homes that the Coalition delivered in all of these electorates together, Speaker? Absolutely zero. It is no wonder we have so many housing challenges, Speaker, and we are getting on with the job of addressing the housing concerns that Australians so clearly have.
For the Prime Minister. Order. Prime Minister has the call.
Get a go in the first dozen.
The,
Get a go in the first dozen.
the member for Flynn will just cool his heels.
I say to the member for Flynn, see if you can get in the first 24, and we'll tomorrow, and we'll give you a crack. But on that basis, I ask that further questions be placed on the notice paper.